Hit it. Go. 3, 2, 1. You recording?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Hi, and welcome back to Kester's Movie Reviews. Remember last year when I used to do these things and it was funny? Well, not even last year. Remember earlier this year when I used to do these things and they were funny? Sorta. Some of them were funny. Some, like, I guess 3 out of the 8. Who knows? Who's actually know what funny is? So 2020 has been fun, right? So far.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Anyway, so we're back. So I'll be in this space between Halloween and Christmas. Everything is pretty spooky to me, I guess. So I decided to rewatch a bunch of these movies that I thought were really cool when I was younger and see if they hold up in 2020 after this year. Because this year has been a scene. So, here we are, Kester's Movie Reviews. There we back. Big up to people like Luke and Aaron and anybody who actually want me to do these still and subscribe to it. These things that I do. Today we're going to be reviewing The Ring. 2002's The Ring by Gore Verbinski. Hopefully I pronounced his name right. If I didn't, then who cares? The Ring was actually, the American version of The Ring was actually a remake of Ringu, which I did not see. Actually, I saw Ringu, but that was years ago and I really can't remember that. And I hope you all enjoy remakes because Hollywood will never stop doing them. The movie starts with these two girls who are having the most annoying conversation ever. This one dies. She's the more annoying one. The other one doesn't die. Yay her. So at this point I'm going to introduce our characters because I already started the review at this point. At this point I'm going to introduce our characters because I guess it's important. We have these two girls who are having a conversation. We have Naomi Watts, who is Rachel. She's a protagonist pretty much. We have the creepy small man, right? And we have Riggs. I don't like Riggs. I was told that I don't like Riggs. Grey's Anatomy fans understand why I don't like Riggs. 15 seasons. I'm sorry about not watching the others. I'll get to it eventually. Meredith Grey is good at saving lives. I said it. Skylar, you see, I said it.
Good.
That's pretty much all our primary characters. I guess we have the mom of... We have Samara, who's the bad guy. And then we have her mom and her dad. And some horses. So we're going to fast forward a little bit. And the next day she goes to pick up her son from school late, obviously, because she's a horrible mother. The teacher is like, yo, let me talk to you for a second, number boy. And she's like, what? And the teacher's like, yo, your son's been creepy. Your son being creepy for a while now, and we need to talk about it. Have you seen these, like, drawings? And Naomi Watts is like, well, yo, brace. Firstly, his cousin died a couple of days ago, so give the boy a blight. And the teacher's like, no. This has been happening for longer than that. Talk to your boy. Please talk to your child. He freaking me out. He freaking the other kids out. It needs to stop. So then we're gonna fast forward to the funeral of the cousin. Remember this one? This is Creepy Boy's cousin. She died. Yeah, and like her dad is pretty sad about it, I guess. Oh, yeah. And her mom is the sister of Naomi Watts. And mom's is like, yo, please help me figure out what happened with my daughter. And Naomi Watts is like, sure, I'm not doing anything else. I don't have a job. I will just do it for you. And she proceeds to use some cigarettes to bribe some underage kids into giving her information. And these kids straight up snitch. These kids snitch with the least amount of effort ever by Naomi Watts to get the information from them. They talk about the boyfriend, they talk about the trip, they talk about the videotape, and Naomi Watts is like, what videotape? And then there's like, yo, there's this videotape that's killing in 7 days. And yeah, and then Naomi Watts pretty much leaves there, because right now at the exact same time Creepy Boy's upstairs in the bedroom of his cousin, and she comes in there and she's like, yo, you can't be in here. And he's like, okay. And then she proceeds to snoop in the room, which I guess is whatever, and she finds this ticket stub to get some photos back. So she goes the next day, carry the ticket, gets the photos, and as she goes through the photos, she notices that some of the photos, as she comes to the end, their faces are squiggly like this. Hopefully I can figure out how to do it. The squiggly thing, this thing, hopefully it works. If not, at this point, you know my face at this point, but you get. And she's like, whoa, that's weird. So she decides to go to the cabin, and when she goes to the cabin, after an awkward like interaction with the owner of the cabin, she looks at this shelf and she sees a bunch of VHS tapes, and there's this one VHS tape with no label, and she's like, that's the tape, have to be. So she grabs the tape, and yeah, she right? I know, right? And she watches the tape, and I don't know if you all remember how scary this tape is, but this is actually so fucking scary that I like gonna show you all it now. Take it in. I'm sorry about having to scare you like this, but like, look at it. Right. So after she watches the tape, the phone rings and it's like, you're gonna die in 7 days. Well, probably not exactly like that. Make any point. She's like, you're gonna die in 7 days. And she's like, no. Hang up the phone. And then the next day, she's home trying to take some selfies, and she realizes that her face all messed up, kind of like the photos that the kids had. Remember this thing? I really hope I figure out how to do this. I didn't really, like, I kind of set myself up here for a joke, and I'm not sure if I can do it, but yeah, this thing. And she calls her ex, who is a videographer, and because obviously he's not doing anything with his life, videographers like constantly have free time to just assist anybody in anything that could be affected at any moment. So he shows up and she's like, yo, I have this tape, and take a picture, and he takes a picture and her face quickly. You take this in, and he's like, nice effect, bro. I really can't help you. And she's like, I have this tape. You should watch the tape and see if it like scary, because it seems scary. And he watches the tape, even though, like, okay, this is my problem with this part of the movie. I felt like she didn't need to show him the tape, or call him. I felt like it was kind of weird, like, this involved this guy. Like, the writers were just doing this so you could have that, like, romantic issue in the movie. And at this point, you all know that this guy is Aiden's dad, right? Because, like, I feel like later in the movie they're gonna try to, like, spring this on us. And I felt that back in the day when I watched this movie. But, like, yeah. Anyway, so Riggs, the boyfriend, Riggs watches the tape and he's like, I am unimpressed by the tape. And she's like, why, bro? That was scary. And he's like, fuck, man. I mean, like, I could do better work. And she's like, yo, I mean, like, how hard is this to make a scary, like, video? It clearly can't be that difficult. Anybody can do it. Just stick random black and white images together of nonsense. And he's like, yo, make a copy for me. I'll see what I can do, and I'll help you out in this whole situation. So she's like, okay, I'm gonna go make a copy. And she goes and makes a copy of it. And day 2, she shows him the copy. She goes to his apartment to show him the copy, his studio thing. And he's like, weirded out by this time code thing. Because, like, when they make a copy of a tape, the second tape also seemed to be a master copy, which weirded him out. And he was like, yo, this is odd. And she was like, right? I don't know. And then his assistant shows up and she's all like, who's this who? But she doesn't say that. You know, like, sometimes, you know, like, when when you could kind of sense the girl you would say, ask the question, who's this who? When another girl, like, kisses you on the cheek. That's his hope, but that's not the point. But you know that vibe, you know what I'm talking about, fellas? You know what I'm talking about? Then they have a weird argument about it, and she leaves. And that's pretty much all she does in day 2. Day 3. In day 3, she decides to do a little bit more research about this, so she goes to visit the friend of the cousin. This other girl, remember this other girl from the beginning of the movie that I was talking about? She saw her friend die, but she didn't die. And that apparently drove her crazy, and now she's in a sane asylum and she's afraid of television. So she goes to see the friend, and the friend is all like, yo, you have 4 more days, and some other creepy exposition type stuff. And she's like, well, damn. So she goes to this other place to try to play around a little more with the videotape, and she sees this lighthouse, so she prints the lighthouse. And so that was it. Day 3, she visited the friend in the insane asylum and she printed a photo of a lighthouse. Okay, now, if you thought in 7 days you was gonna die, I feel like if you would try to get more stuff done per day, as opposed to this 1 or 2 things this woman doing per day, I feel like Naomi Watts is procrastinating a lot. And I don't, at this point, I don't get it. I don't get why she's doing this. Like, obviously it's because the movie could happen, but like in a real life situation, I'll try to get as much done as humanly possible. Day 4. In day 4, remember the lighthouse picture that she printed the day before? She spent the entire day 4 just doing lighthouse research. Just going through some books and looking for lighthouses and trying to figure out which lighthouse this is. I don't know how many lighthouses are in the area that she lives, but I really genuinely feel like this shouldn't take a whole day, and she should get more done on this day. Day 5. Remember Riggs? Yeah. So Riggs goes to this shop to buy something, cigarettes or something, I don't know, whatever. And the CCTV in the store is like squiggly, the squiggly thing that hopefully by now I know how to do. God, I hope I know how to do this. Otherwise, I at this point, it's just embarrassing. He realized he also don't have a face, so he thinking to himself, holy crap, this thing may be real. Time to go call my ex and be like, yo, nigga, this shit real. Meanwhile, Naomi Watts is at home and Samara shows up in a room sort of, completely ruining the carpet, and gives her a little bit more exposition about an insane asylum that she was also in. So Naomi Watts is like, what's this about? And she has this weird hand thing on her hand from, yeah, I don't even know if this is important. When she wakes up from a weird exposition thing that Samara put her through, she hears the TV on in her house and she realizes that creepy small man Aidan, remember Aidan? He's in this movie too. Yeah, turns out he watched the tape too. Not so smart now, are you, little bitch? Why did you watch the tape? I mean, your cousin died from the tape. You've clearly been getting awkward vibes about the tape. Why did you watch the tape? So on day 6, after she found the location of the lighthouse, she decides to go and get as much information as she can about Samara. So she organizes for Riggs to babysit the kid, I think. I'm not really sure. She organizes for Riggs to babysit the kid, and she gets on this ferry to go to this island where the lighthouse is at. And while she's on the ferry, she sees this horse, and she thinks she's one of those people who see a horse and think to themselves, this horse is my friend. I'm going to go talk to this horse. So she goes up to the horse, you know those things that transport horses in? Yeah. She goes up to the thing and she puts her hand through it and she's like, horsey! And the horse is like, leave me alone. And she's like, but I want to play with you, horsey. And the horse is like, please leave me alone. And she's like, yo, I want to play with you, horsey, horsey, horsey. And the horse is like, okay, no, leave me alone. Stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it. And then she's like, and the horse is like, so the horse kicks his way out of the transportation horse thing and runs up and down the ferry and then runs off the ferry and under the boat and then gets pretty much cut up by the boat, the turbine, windmill, spinny propellers, and dies. And this little kid's horse just like completely ruined. And Naomi was pretty much killed this horse. I don't really care what anybody says and how like visceral this scene is or whatever. Naomi Watts killed this horse. Never forget that Naomi Watts killed. So meanwhile, why is she murdering the horse? The boyfriend Riggs is breaking into an insane asylum to try to get some information about Samara because Samara provided that exposition earlier when she grabbed the Naomi Watts' hand, I guess. I'm not really sure. Yeah, and I am questioning earlier when I said that he was babysitting Aidan because I don't know where Aidan is right now and I'm not even gonna like find that out. While he breaking into the insane asylum to steal some files, she is going to the home of Samara, which is on this horse farm, where she gets some information from the dad about how Samara was a weird kid and nobody really liked her and she was driving the mom crazy and she's driving him crazy and she was riding the horses to the point where the horses decided to run into the ocean and kill herself. Pretty much Samara was creepy, like super creepy. And she's trying to talk to the father, Samara's dad, but she being real weird about it, clearly, because, yeah, the kid was crazy. And he asked her very kindly to just leave his house now, just get out, because, like, you're being weird. I get he's a journalist, but you just keep coming here and asking questions about her. And the girl was weird. Leave me alone. So she leaves. And meanwhile, we flash sideways to ex-boyfriend who stealing some files from a psychiatric hospital. I don't know what he doing with his life really. Does it really matter? He breaking and entering and stealing confidential files from a psychiatric hospital. Right? So Naomi Watts is on the island with the lighthouse and the Samara's Island. I'm not really sure what the name of this island is. Let's call it Samara's Island. Samara's Island. And she goes to the doctor to just get some more information. The doctor on the island, she asks the doctor, she's like, yo, you know about this kid? from this zone up over there with the horses, and the doctor is pretty much like, yo, this island used to be complete shit, and then Samara died and it became way less shit. Stop asking dumb questions. Please stop. And I mean, what's obviously is like, I have more questions. So she proceeds to go back to the house with this guy, Samara's dad, and while she's at the house, she finds some more videotapes with some of the psychiatric sessions that Samara went through when she was at the hospital. And the dad is behind her in this super creepy way with a sage suppressor on his neck, rocking a sage suppressor like if it's bling, rocking a sage suppressor like if it's his Jesus piece. Like, this is the weirdest Jesus piece ever. This is the Jesus piece that you would wear to go meet Jesus. I don't even know if that's a joke. Yeah. So he hits her in the face, and you think to yourself, wait, maybe this gonna like develop into something, but he just kind of hits her in the face and then walk away and go kill himself in the bathtub. See, remember I made a joke earlier about the Jesus piece, which is like a chain that you, okay, right. So she was on the phone with ex-boyfriend, and ex-boyfriend makes it over to the island, and then they go to the like barn, and they find a barn, and in the barn they find the place where they used to keep Samara, and they're like, whoa, she was tortured because she had to sleep with the horses. And then there's like, oh crap, it's day 7 now because it's the next day. So they decide to go back to the place where it all started, which is the cabin. Remember the cabin? Yeah. So they go to the cabin. Yeah. So they at the cabin, and Naomi was pretty much giving up at this point because she didn't know what to do. And Riggs gets really angry and like throws a bunch of stuff around the room, and a bunch of marbles falling around in the zone in the center of the room, and they're like, that's weird. So they take these axes and they cut the floor off the base of the cabin, and below there is the well. You know the well from the videos. Remember that video? That was spooky. And the well's there, and they like move the top of the well, and this TV kind of like pushes her down into the well. I can't even explain it the other way. Like a bunch of stuff happened, and the TV like shoves her down into the well, and she falls into the well of exposition. And the well of exposition tells her the whole scene about how Samara's mom killed her and threw her down in the well, and they used to treat her badly and keep her in this zoo, in this like barn, and then her soul is released, and Nami was thinks to herself, yes, it's done. She never answers Riggs, who spends a solid 3 minutes just calling her name, and she just not answering, which is the most frustrating thing in the world. Like, if somebody calling you, answer her. Like, don't just stand there not answering. They concerned. Answer. So she goes home, and Riggs goes home, and she cuddles in bed with Aiden. Remember Aiden, creepy small one? And he's like, what's up, mom? And Nami was just like, we freed her. She's free now. She won't hit any of us. And Aiden is like, what? And she's like, we freed her. And he's like, bitch, you wasn't supposed to free her. Have you not been listening? She was a bad person. She was bad. Why would you free a bad spirit? She wants to kill people. Oh my god. Oh my god, white woman. Oh my god. And then she's like, she freaks out, and she's like, oh crap, I mean, I'm not dead, but Riggs might be in trouble. So she tries to get to Riggs' house as soon as possible, and we get to see this scene with Riggs and the TV. Everyone talks about this scene every time. This is the one that's parodied with the Crush the TV thing, and yeah. And when she tries to get to Riggs' house, and by the time she gets there, she spins this seat around, and we get the ring scream that was in the trailer. This one, But like, yeah. And after that, she thinks to herself, holy crap, what did I do that he didn't do? And she thinks and she realizes what she did that he didn't do was that she made a copy of the tape. And she decides to make Aiden make a copy of the tape. While she making Aiden make a copy of the tape, Aiden asks her, yo, what about the people who have to watch, like, we have to make somebody else watch this? And she's like, yo, don't take that on. Like, that's not really our problem anymore. And that's pretty much how the ring ends. I give it 7 out of 10, really. In 2020, I feel like if it's not as scary as, like, going outside or, like, opening Facebook or, like, reading the newspaper. But I feel like it was a solid movie. Some of the graphics still hold up. The jump scares not like out there and annoying and overly done. And like this movie has been parodied so much because it's a great movie. Take it in, rewatch it if you're bored. The Ring, 7 out of 10. It's 2020 and I just want to like talk to everybody a little bit about mental health because honestly it's been a little bit hard on everybody. I know some harder than others, and I just want to encourage everybody out there to take some time out, check on your friends. You never know, the people who having a hard time and can't say something about it, or having a hard time and people expect them to just be good about it. This year has been tough on every human being, and don't wait for them to check you, check them. Talk to people, be a lot more open about your emotions, and let's just try to push for a better 2021. Let's try to push for a better future. Let's try to be better people next year, please, or in the future, anytime at all, please, any of us, please.